So guys, here is the Golf R. It's 2013. The body has about 130,000 miles on it, and we're going to be possibly throwing in a motor I got laying around the garage that I wanted to put in something for the longest time, but we finally got a chance to do it. It's going to be something really cool. I'm hoping to make it fit in here. So we'll see what's up. Back in the garage, we're gonna take a closer look at the Golf R. So like I said, the quarter is pretty smashed in pretty good. We do have a buckle here, it looks like, and then a little something here, and it looks like one of the seams came apart right here. So we know that this is pushed in, so hopefully after we get it back from the shop, they'll be able to repair it and stuff. I mean, looking at it, it's not too bad. In the suspension parts, I'll try to get closer and see. I think the trailing arm might be bent and some of the linkages. The doors are completely trashed, and we got a couple of buckles up here. So I got one here, a few here. I think it depends on the shop what he thinks is going to be a better repair. They'll probably just cut across here and then just body work all this and straighten it out. And I got another buckle up here, and then I have a few more down here. So I got one here, this one for sure. This frame right here is like twisted in a little bit. So I think when I'm gonna take out this driver's seat right now. I think I'm gonna start taking apart the interior. I gotta pull out the headliner, all these trim pieces here. I'm gonna get all those out, and then I'm probably gonna take out the back seat for a little bit, but I want to leave it in the car when they go to frame pull this thing, because there is something on the shock tower here. You could tell that, like, so the seats are all back there. You can see they're all closed. They're all locked in and stuff. So this one, you could tell, is off by a little bit. So what I think is, I think the shock tower, not the shock, but the wheel well moved over a little bit. So when he goes to pull all of this stuff here, he's probably gonna grab it from right here and then drag this out. I won't be able to record anything at the body shop just because I have to work. So it's not a big deal, but we will get some before and after videos of all the damage. So we're gonna end up working on it now. I want to pull out the interior out of the car and get it ready for the body shop. I have to check out the suspension because I think there's some trailing arm and linkages that I have to replace and get those ordered. I do have the one fender sitting right there, which will need a little body work. I mean, if we look at it, it's got a little dent right here. This is the original fender, and then I had a little one right here. But I think I'm gonna save that one. I want to get that sent to the body shop along with the car. And I do have the two doors and the quarter panel. I'm gonna give to the body shop to work on that. So I do have a brand new door. Not brand new, but it's used, along with this quarter panel. I chopped off from all the way from the roof line. Not the nicest cut, but we managed to get it out without damaging any of the actual quarter panel or anything. So the quarter is really good. This car came out of a car in Indiana, but there's a couple of little dings and dents, which is not bad. They're gonna have to body work and paint all of this anyway. But I wanted to get the whole piece because it has all of the inner structures, like the inner wheel well right here. So it has all of this. Hopefully, I'd like him to replace it if possible, unless, the body shop's going to determine what's going to be the best thing to do. Plus, we don't want to invest too much money in, but I do want it fixed right. I don't want to invest too much money trying to repair, things unless they can just be swapped out. And see this rail here, yeah, I mean, I cut the whole thing out. I wanted to make sure I gave him everything that he could use. So I mean, is he gonna use it? I don't know. I'll find out when I get it back from the shop. But yeah, so Got the, like I said, the whole quarter with doors, and hopefully when we get it back from the shop, it'll look like a complete car. All right, so that's gonna be it for taking out the interior. We took out the back bench. I'm gonna put the driver's seat back in so we could be able to move the car around and press the brake. I'm gonna leave this seat in. We have to have the guy frame pull this a little bit because this seat doesn't want to really stay. So basically, I'm gonna leave the seat in there so you can be able to adjust that. He's got to frame pull all this to get it in line. So we got a little ripple here. We got one right here. And then he has to pull the post a little bit, but not much. It's mostly just right here. This happened from when the damage, like when the car got in the accident here. I think the car was parked. That's why none of the bags blew up or anything, or seatbelts. So got hit here, and then it took all this with it. It gave me a nice little ripple here, a ripple here, here, and then this. So I think once he starts pulling this end out, it's all going to straighten out. And then, like I said, we just got to replace the quarter skin all the way up. He's probably going to have to do body work up here and a little pulling on this too. So little damage down here. It's not too bad. So this whole rocker is going to get swapped out. He's going to have to cut out the skin. This door is going to go away completely. So that's the door there. And then just a little frame pulling here. As soon as he pulls that out, he's probably going to have to replace that lower section. So, like I said, just going to put the seat back in, and that'll be it. I mean, I took it apart for him because I don't want it to damage any of my interior parts. And then that way, if he has to pound on anything or weld anything, he can do that cut and welding, you know. So, that wasn't too bad for the takedown. Hopefully, when we get the car back, that'll be it. I was planning on frame pulling it with my brother and stuff at his shop, but I don't think I'm gonna make it out there. I kind of want to spend 4th of July with the family and stuff, you know. So I think I'll just do that, and I'll send it to the shop this time, you know. I don't know if they're gonna paint it yet. They're kind of busy right now. They're in the middle of a move, so I'm lucky enough to get a frame pulled. So we're gonna try to, you know, get at least a framework done, and we'll see what happens. If I get a chance to paint it myself, you know, that's awesome. I mean, I painted a couple of cars in the past and stuff. Actually here in my garage. So, you know, well, not really here in this garage, but in a couple of other garages. So, but yeah, you can actually get some pretty nice results and stuff. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think if I go ahead and just get the framework done, let's do that, and then we're gonna concentrate on some of the other stuff. The guy actually that I bought it from was parting the car out. It was a guy in Ohio, and he had it pretty much taken apart. I mean, like, he sold all the bumpers off the car, sold the rims off the Golf R, and he ended up what else? Rims, fog lights, bumpers, headlights, sold the Heldex controller out of it, but the interior stayed complete, which is great. He sold the airbag, which is okay. I found an airbag for it. Sold the rear calipers, found those. I'm trying to build this car in a budget. So I calculated if I can get pretty much like the framework done by a shop, and including the car and the motor swap that I have that I'm going to put in it. And I'm going to show you guys that a little bit later, just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to do something different with this Golf R and stuff. I talked about it in my previous video when I drove around the R32 and stuff. My next project, and this is pretty much it. It's the 2013 Golf R. I mean, all of them came manual in America. The Mk6s and stuff, the 2012, 2013. So we basically, I just wanted to do something different. I mean, I'm going to daily this car. I mean, I've driven manual for years and stuff. I love manual. The only thing is I can't do it anymore, man. I'm getting older. I mean, I might not look that old, but I'm getting older. So it's starting to wear me down. Especially you can't drive through city traffic. You know, it's just it's a terrible car to drive. You know, but we are going to convert this one over to DSG. So it's dual clutch transmission with paddle shifters on it. It is considered, I guess you would call it an automatic, but it's really not. And since the Golf R is all-wheel drive, it's going to be awesome. So like, you know, imagine a fast shifting transmission, you know, like the dual clutch transmission, and then the motor that I'm going to put in it originally came with a 4-cylinder turbo, 2-liter. We're not going to go the turbo route. I mean, some people are going to think it's awesome. Some people are going to be like, oh, you should have just stuck with the turbo. I mean, I have the other motor. The only problem was since this guy parted the whole car out, I got the motor from it, but it has like a spun thrust bearing. So for me to rebuild that motor, I'm going to spend so much money on it. I mean, like, it's too much money. Like, I don't want to go that route. Plus, I want to daily it. I really liked, I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do. So I really like the VR6 motors, right? So they never came in the Mk6s. They barely came in the Mark V, Mark IV. So I got my hands on a 2012 Passat 3.6 VR6 motor. So it's a 3.6 liter. They're rated for about 290, 300 horse. I mean, that's what they say. So, but I know it's like 280, 270 foot-pounds of torque. So I had originally a Golf R like this. Basically, that Golf R had Stage 1 Plus on it. It was a turbo 4-cylinder. It had about 310 horsepower. That's what they're saying. You know, 310, 306 foot-pounds of torque. That car moved like it felt fast. You know, like I mean, I don't know what the quarter-mile time is in it, but if I put this motor in there with 300 horsepower and it's a dual clutch transmission in there, this car is gonna feel crazy fast. So this is a 3.6 VR6 motor. So this is the Volkswagen equivalent to a V6. It's a little different design, but they sound really wicked. The R32 that I have, the blue one, is a VR6 also, but it's only a 3.2. This is a 3.6. So the VR6 motor that came in the R32 had about 246, 50 horsepower or so. I don't remember the exact numbers. This one has about 300 horsepower. So I originally had, well, hold on one second. We're looking at two motors right here. So I got two of them. All right. I originally purchased this motor with the intention to put it in another project, and I was very tempted to put it in this car, but I got really lucky, and we picked up this one from a junkyard. I got this for a really good deal. I mean, these motors are pretty expensive. I paid $300 for this motor, and that motor alone, I think, is worth like $1,800 if you get one. This motor has 66,000 miles. This one has 76,000 miles. So this came out of an older Passat, 2008. I ended up buying a parts car, and I stripped that car out. I took everything that I wanted, and then I junked the body because it was, nobody wanted any parts, so I got rid of it. By the way, if you ever want to do a project car, ever, I would say find a car, take everything that you want out of it. You know, I mean, like engine, transmission, suspension, all that stuff, and end up parting that car out, because you're going to make either your money back or you'll make a little extra money. And then that way you can fund all your projects. I mean, for you to, you know, go out and go buy an engine swap, you know, like I said, that motor is about $1,700. I paid $300 for that. And then when I took that Passat motor out of that car, I paid $400 for that car. I mean, I got a really good deal on it and stuff. So it's like you want to be able to take care of these projects that you had. Could get really expensive. I mean, you know, all of us want to build a car. You know, I mean, we all want to, you know, do all this stuff, but it ends up in the long run, it just gets really expensive, and then you got to put things on hold. You can't do a lot of stuff. But if you're able to find a way, which, you know, you can, is just get yourself a donor car, pull whatever you want out of it. I mean, there will be some modifications we got to do. I mean, for this car to run that motor and, this transmission, I didn't even show you guys. So this is the transmission that's going in this car. It is a DQ250 out of an Audi A3 Quattro 2008. So this is the same transmission that comes out of the R32 VR6 motor. And it's pretty much the same one out of the R32, the blue Golf that I got. So, and the cool thing about this car is pretty much the same chassis as that R32. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to be using in this car will be pretty much an R32 swap. I mean, all the motor mounts will be the same. That motor is very similar to the R32 motor. It is a little bigger. That's a 3.6 liter. And the one out of the R32 is a 3.2 liter. Oil pans, I mean, we don't have to worry much about that. Motor mounts, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be guessing a lot. So a lot of the parts that I'm going to have to get, we're going to test them out, and I'm hoping they're going to work. I mean, from what I saw off of this motor and off of this chassis, it looks just like the R32. I mean, their suspension parts are the same. You could take the rear cradle, the subframe with all the suspension parts, and it'll fit on this car. Same thing with the front knuckles and everything. I mean, it's pretty much the same chassis. And then so we got to also relocate this battery. You know, this battery don't mind the junk that's in here, but this is some of the stuff we're gonna have to use in this car. So we got some of the wiring in here. I have some of it on the shop bench. I still gotta go through it, and we gotta rewire. I mean, this car originally only has 2 oxygen sensors. On the VR6 motor, that thing's got 4 oxygen sensors. Plus, we got 2 extra cylinders, 2 extra injectors. You know, and we gotta, you know, wire that into this car. So, and then, like I said, this thing's a 6-speed manual, and we're going to a DSG paddle shift. So we got to get rid of the master cylinder and get rid of the clutch pedal. And then we have to swap out the brake pedal for the automatic brake pedal. We got to get all the wiring ready for that transmission. On that transmission, there's a valve body on it, which goes in the front of this pan right here. So, and then that's our plug right there. There's like, I think 13 pins in here, or 17 pins. We got to wire that up. And then there's a couple of other sensors on there. But a lot of the stuff that I do, I like to go to the junkyards. I mean, it's fun for me. I enjoy going to the junkyards. I ended up going to, not a junkyard, but a guy was parting out a car. This is a harness from a 2013 DSG GTI. So this is a Golf R, but we ended up getting one out of a GTI. So I ended up pulling the entire harness out of the car, and now we're going to have to rip that thing apart and rewire it in here, because there's a few things we still got to do in this car. So like I said, we got to pull out, we got the 3 pedals here. We got to pull out the clutch pedal, and then there's a master clutch cylinder up here, which we got to pull out. And then we have to replace this pedal with an automatic one. And then we got to do the shifter box. So I got to get that wired in. Then I got to wire up the steering wheel for the for the paddle shifters. So we're gonna have 2 buttons here, you know, shift up and shift down. We gotta wire that up here. And then we got a ton of programming to get this motor to run in the car. So not only do we got to get all the mechanical stuff going, we have to, another thing I got to do is I got to do an exhaust. So for example, if we look on this motor here, we have 2 exhaust manifolds. We got, you know, for 3 cylinders here and then 3 for the other one. So we have to get a collector to get both of these and to go into, it's going to be, I have to talk with somebody first to see if we're going to go 2 cats. Well, I think I need 2 cats, which I have. And then we're going to have to do the whole exhaust back and stuff on this car. So that I probably won't do. I'll probably have a shop do it just because I want to do a stainless exhaust all the way through. We'll probably just mock it up and get the get it put into the factory exhaust, which is pretty cool. It's almost similar to the R32. We got the dual tips in the center. The GTI's got like one single one here and one over there. So this car is probably gonna sound like an R32. I mean, it's a little beefier, like deeper tone, you know, on the motor. But overall, I mean, that motor is gonna be awesome in here. There's guys in Europe, they're doing this swap, and then they're turbocharging them. I mean, they're making crazy amounts of horsepower. We're talking about on this motor, if you don't swap, if you just do a straight swap and you got a healthy running engine and you slap a turbo on this thing, these guys are pumping out like 600 horsepower. And 600 horsepower in this car, in this 3,400 pound car, 3,200 pound car, is madness. I mean, and then it's all-wheel drive too. You got to remember that. I'm excited about it. I just can't wait to show you guys. It's going to be awesome to build. I mean, I got my plan is to just keep going with it. You know, like I want to get all the wiring done in it. I had to pick up a ton of harnesses. So like I've been shopping around. I have all the parts. I have the transmission already. We'll talk more about which one I'm using and stuff. And then I'll kind of try to guide you guys if you want to do the swap. I mean, it's not the easiest because there's a lot of programming that's involved. I want to keep this car very factory. So like if you go to a VW dealer and they go to plug it in, right? They're going to scan it. You're going to see that it's all Volkswagen parts that are in there that are running this, all the computers and stuff. Everything's programmed to my car. So I'm going to try to, if I can, show you some of the programming portion of that. I'm learning as I go. Like I said, I've been trying to read up on it. There's no information on it, dude. Like nothing at all. Like nobody won't tell you anything. I mean, it's gonna be a learning curve, but I'm excited. I mean, this car is, like I said, this is gonna be my daily driver. I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be super reliable. I mean, and it's gonna be fun to drive. So keep watching, guys. I really appreciate everybody for all the positive feedback. Everybody following me and stuff, and you know, I'm glad I was able to help some people on the R32 timing chains and all that. But I'm just I'm excited to do this, guys, and I'm glad I could share it. Like I said, Uncle Mo's garage was started off as like a joke and stuff. So like I had all my nephews, you know, I got a couple of them on YouTube now. They're out there and stuff. Coil Ride is one of them. Sop Rigged is another one. That's another nephew of mine. Anthony, Nathan, and Isaac. So if you ever watch Coil Ride, they did a photo shoot for me, and you can just check them out. They're really good. They're doing really good with their stuff. And keep watching. Go watch Sop Rigged. Go watch Coil Rides. And just subscribe to all of them and keep watching us. I got a lot of talented kids out there and stuff, and they're all looking up to Uncle Mo, okay? I'm joking. I try to have as much fun with them as possible. Like I said, they're all like 9 or 10 years younger than me, so it's like when they call me Uncle Mo, it's like, just shut up, man. Don't call me Uncle Mo. It makes me feel really old. So, but like I said, a lot of them gave me the idea to start this YouTube channel, and I'm trying to have fun with it as much as I can. I mean, like, I'm already doing this stuff figure I show you guys, and like I said, just keep watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, thanks.